So welcome, and first of all, thank you for Nicholas for the invitation and for the whole comfort I received, like feeling home. That's very nice, and also the last days had a nice conversation. So it was very nice to be here, and it's still nice to be here. And thank you. Also, the interpreters I will thank, and I will try to talk slowly so that even in French and Italy gets the message out. Okay, then where I should start? Oh, it's a little bit too close. Okay, where I should start? Okay, where I should start? 4 topics I'd like to mention. It's of course food, drinking, sickness, and of course what we're talking the last days, enlightenment. Because there's a lot of confusion in it. So I try to bring you slightly in the road that you get a little bit a clear perspective of all that. So where we should start, because we in a Prana festival and Breatharian world, but in my observation, when today we heard it's that we actually addicted, or most of you are addicted. Then when we talk about addiction, what does it mean, addiction and Breatharian? And what means Breatharian? What means Prana? So Breatharian means breathing. So from the first moment I breathe, am I actually a Breatharian? So where's the difference? So we shouldn't use this word because it's caused a lot of confusion, because we are already Breatharian. We are already breathing. And when we understand the concept or addiction, then it's normal that we breathe and we are Breatharian. And actually the word shouldn't exist because it confuses. You understand where I'm wanting to go? Because when I breathe constantly, that's that's usual, that's normal. When something is normal, we do not have to have an expression for it. And also living on prana. As we heard yesterday, we are light beings. So a light being okay. Not my movement. I don't know. It's better. No. Yes. No. But it's okay. Then we switch. No problem.
Finally, let's make it easy. We'll
To pass it through my back.
But when you touch the left
Also.
half of the word, hold it like this and stay.
Now, okay. Now listen. Okay, I'm not used to a microphone because I'm in a little bit emotion and I'm far and close. Then it's a little bit. So be patient. Be patient. So Breatharianism and breath calling. I'm a Breatharian is not actually the right word in my observation. Later on, we're going a little bit deeper. Then also living on prana. What does it mean? Prana, we know it's the other word for chi, ki, or or Ord in the Middle Europe. And actually, it's the part of the source. And I'm part of the source. But that doesn't mean the source, living on the source, it makes no sense. You're already living on prana. So why are you searching for living on prana? That's a very important point to observe, not to believe in what I'm saying. I'm always inviting to observe. So when you are already a prana being, a light being who lives on light, and light is already the word for prana, then why you think you have to go a process to be on light? Makes that sense? In my point of view, no. So we have to go a little bit deeper what actually happens. Let's observe our body a little bit. Our body do not consist of what we eat. So what does it mean? That does mean nourishment do not exist. Nutrition is a myth. Because when you go deeper, our cells do not eat. In mouse more deep, we are all atoms. The atom do not eat. So who is eating? Yeah, that you have to ask yourself who is eating. It's very important because we get so mismatched and we have the wrong position actually of viewing, because the natural state, when you observe how's your body formed, is not eating and not drinking. That's the natural state. And then we should see it vice versa. When we should see as a, I don't know if the word already exists, foodaholic or eataholic. That's from this position, and not from the position eating is normal and there are breatharians and there are living on prana. No, it's vice versa. The natural state of your body is not eating, not drinking. Clear? Not clear, not yet, but we go deeper. But from this point, it's the beginning to see a little deeper. So let's see how we get to the addiction. That's very important because now everybody thinks addiction is normal. No, addiction is not normal. Yesterday we had a small conversation. Markus, can you use a softer word for addiction? Sorry, but addiction is addiction. There's no other word possible than addiction. And then it's also, I had today we had a little bit conversion by, what was her name? What was her name? The Raki already mentioned we are addicted, but also mentioned nourishment. So it's a little bit confusion. We are addicted or nourishment exists, but not both of them. It makes a little bit confusion. Okay? We get deeper. Don't worry, don't worry. So let's see how we get to the addiction. When we observe, first of all, because always they're asking, no, mothers give milk, mothers do breastfeeding, that's something normal. Then we watch a little bit deeper. We can see women does breastfeeding. Also, women can't or do not give milk. But then we see other women give milk, but didn't give birth. They are adopted mothers. And also we can see men can give milk. So what does it mean? It's what you think you are, then you produce milk. Men who think I want to be mother give milk, and also women who adopted babies who want to be mother give milk. So giving milk is not an aspect of natural components. It's what you think you are. Yesterday in the movie, you have seen it. Everything what you think, you manifest. That's very important. But because most of the time you're not conscious what you manifest. Therefore, you have constantly observing your surrounding, what you're manifesting, because your surrounding, it's your result of what you're manifesting and what you're thinking. Okay? Clear? And everything can observe. Again, I invite to observe, not to believe. It's very important because who is believing? The one you are not. And that's very important. So how we get further to the addiction? When we observe babies. When we observe babies, we have always to be conscious and observe. What happens with babies? Every time we switch to another food, what happens? Diarrhea, thrown up, or colics. And you think that's normal. That means the baby constantly has to get adapted to the food. Because when you now, today, let's see, newborn and you give them, for example, spaghetti, you will kill it because the body is not adapted to the drug, to the food. So eating is not something naturally and something normal for the human body. Animals, something different. I'm talking here about the human body. Okay? Everybody's following me. Very easy to see. So what does it mean, adapting to food? What does it mean? I'm resisting to food. And what does that mean? For example, the first time when I want to start smoking, I'm coating. And slowly I get resisted to smoke. What does it mean? I'm more healthy? I'm more vital? No. And the same thing, it happens to food. Because who is the more vital you can see? Children. Because they're less addicted and less intoxicated. And they're less resistant. Very important point. The more resistant you are, the more sick you are. Understood? My observation? So everything is not so natural what you were taught to. Because eating is what you get taught and what you are learning from your parents. Of course, two addicts form another addict. It's obviously. And two slaves form another slave. That's obvious. So you're following me. Food is not necessary. Clear? Or you want to get a little bit deeper? Always, always, always. There's so much examples you can see that food is not something what your body needs. Because when it's something your body needs, then it should something that is part of your body. But it's not. Your body is composed of nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen, and some components of carbons, some molecules of carbons. And that, when you call it nutrition, is the only thing what your body needs. But that you can find in what? In air. So only you have to breathe. That's it. But breathe is outside of your will. Everything you need is outside of your will. That should be. Otherwise, it would be a control from outside. You're following me? Very easy? Very. So when you think you need food, for example, and your body accepts what you eat, then you should be a part of the food, okay? Logically. So when you, let's say, 1 week or 2 weeks, you eat only carrots, you should transform yourself into a carrot. But you won't. So there is no assimilation of what you're eating. Everything what you put in your mouth, you bring it later on to the toilet. So what does it mean? Your body works as a watermill. In, out, in, out, in, out. In the middle, there reacts your body. But your body reacts not by nutrition, reacts by stimulation. That's very important. But this stimulation, your body got to use. It's not something you were born with. You were trained to use to it. You understood? Easy, simple. So then you understood you're an addict. That's it. Very simple. There's nothing complicated. Then we should observe our habit of eating. Every habit leads you to an addiction. That's it. And then no process will delete addiction. You can only switch, as we have heard today, switch from one addiction to another addiction. Oh, maybe I'm a little bit here in the center. We only can switch from one addiction to another addiction. And that's mainly happened. For example, an alcoholic gets rid of the alcohol, but starts smoking. And then he stops smoking and starts eating. Switching only the habit. Because of what? You have to go to the cause. Because eating is nothing else than the effect of anxiety in your life. When I'm happy, I'm not hungry. I don't want nothing. You understand? And therefore, that's addiction. You're addicted because, actually, let's wrap it up with 3 points. You eating because you think nutrition exists. That's your believing. The second, your body got used to the substances you were implementing. So you are addicted. Your physical body is addicted. And the third part, it's the most important part. You eat emotionally. When you do not understand this, how you can get rid of it? By a process, by time. You have to understand why I'm eating. Then I can dissolve eating. Everybody is following me? Okay. So you can do the process, and that helps you to understand I do not need food. That's perfect. That's the first. You erase the believing I need food. But then you have to erase nutrition exists. Not. Now I believe I need food, and then I'm believing I'm living on prana. That's only switching believing. That's not helpful. You have to understand nutrition does not exist. Clear? I have to repeat it because in all the movie you have seen yesterday, everyone is still talking about nutrition. There is, without any offense, I only want to clarify that nutrition does not exist. And from this point, then you can start much clearer to get rid or liberate you from the addiction. Okay? When I still believe in nourishment, then I'm still stuck Because then I need maybe look at the sun, or do some exercises, or do some technique, or do something, because I think my body needs something. No, no, no. Your body needs nothing. So you can do whatever you want, but you also should stop belief. Because any technique, for any technique, I have to believe in the technique. And any technique forms dependency, not liberty. And I'd like to invite you to be free, to have no dependency. That's very important. For example, when you eat, then you depend on your drug dealer. That's your supermarket. And then you're not free. You're not free. Meanwhile, you depend on something, there's no freedom. That you should be clear. Without any offense. Everybody can do whatever he wants. But I offer you freedom. And the freedom you have to do. No, I won't do the freedom for you. I'm working on my freedom, and where I still have attachments or dependency. Clear till now? Okay. If you accept or not accept, that's up to you. But then also ask yourself, who do not accept? The one you are not. And the one you are not is actually the jailer. The jailkeeper of your soul. And meanwhile you think, and meanwhile you believe, you keep alive the one you are not. You following me? And the only freedom for your soul is to follow nobody, to believe in nothing, and only to hear your soul and hear what's inside. So outside, it's only illusion. So why you follow illusions? You have to follow your voice inside you, not the voice you hear outside. So therefore, I repeat myself. Do not believe what I'm saying, and do not follow me. Hear yourself. Learn to hear yourself. Because mainly, as I observed, you talk too much. There should be a little more silence. The more you talk, the more your attention is to the illusion. The more silence you can learn to hear yourself. Okay? So then we get to the next step. It's, I have seen is a little bit complicated for the most of you. That's the liquid. Even it's easy when you understand what does it mean liquid. Your body, of course, we know is consistent of mainly of water. But as we can hear, outside in the air is more than enough water. You only have to breathe. That's it. But of course, your body got used to work from inside out. That means inside means you're drinking, then your body works from inside out. That means sweating, urinating, exhaling water. You can observe it about how you exhale water when in wintertime outside is cold and you exhale on the window. Then you can see, oh, there you can see it condensating your water in your respiration. What does it mean? I have too much water in my body. So dehydration is not so quick what you think it will be. It's everything in your mind. Because even you do dry fast, you need at least a week, 10 days that you stop urinating. It's not so quick what everybody thinks. So meanwhile, I'm urinating, there's no dehydration. Even if our guide here is always remind you, drinking, 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 drinking. No. Because also too much drinking is damaging your body. You can see it in all illness, for older people, they have a lot of problems to drain the water because it's too much. Some time your body says, oh, I can't do any, what is it, expulse all the water you give. But of course, they always tell you, you have to drink more than 2 liters. No, when you drink more than a half liter, then it's already damaging your body. Okay? So when you understand how your body works, so when I'm sweating, everything works biodirectional. So when I'm exhaling water, then I can also inhale water. When I'm sweating, then I can also absorb water through my skin. Okay? But of course, when you have too much water in you, then it's working also only in one direction, from inside out. So you have to have the possibility that your body adapts to absorbing water. It's actually a lot of dry fasting tests in Russia that shows after 11 days dry fasting, your skin opens again, and some other activities in your body that normally are asleep get awakened again and then works normally again. That's normal. And there's already a lot of studies of it. So you understand, you do not need either water. You only have to breathe, but breathe is out of your will. It comes automatically. Clear? Easy. So the next step. Illness or sickness. What does it mean? It's very simple and very easy for me to see it, but I'd like to invite you to observe. When you're now on a fast, even on a dry fast, what happens? I feel weak. I feel tired. What does it mean? You're sick. And sick means when your body starts to detoxificate. That's it. What does it mean? You're too intoxicated. That's it. And of course, it takes time to balance your body again. So illness and sickness is the same. Illness means you get on the top where your body says, stop the intoxication. I need some rest. That you can see every year for the normal people. If you constantly do fasting, then it's not normal anymore. But under perspective, normal people, they have in wintertime, they are cold. But it's actually wrong mention. Catch a cold. You do not catch a cold. You accumulate your cold, what means you accumulate intoxication, and your body wants to stop intoxication and wants to start detoxificate. Clear? And the name for it, cold, cancer, diabetes, or whatever, the name doesn't matter. Detox, intox, detox, intox, detox. That's all. Easy. Therefore, actually, fast shouldn't be existed, nor the word fast, because always you think in fast it's something I have to do, but not eating actually the process. So when you fast, you give the permission to your body to heal himself. And that called in medicine one of the miracles. It's homeostatic. Homeostatic? Homeostasis. Homeostasis. Thank you. Homeostasis. That your body actually automatically balancing itself without any interference. So you don't only have to give permission to your body to heal itself. And that you can do by closing your mouth, not only by talking, also by putting something in your mouth. Okay? Easy to understand. And that's acting for any called illness. Illness actually, when we watch it in the Spanish or Latin version, means enfermedad. And enfermedad means then giving fermentation into it. That means you're fermenting in your body. That means actually you are an alcoholic, because everything you put in your mouth is going to fermentate. Okay? Not only addict, also an alcoholic. So that you have to understand what's happening in your body. Just a moment, there is some, because now here is raining and the noise of the rain is very loud. So let's see. Can I go further? Or? Yeah, okay. So we understood illness or sickness, whatever you call it, and the name for it doesn't matter. Intox, detox. And all emphasis. Today we have heard two medicines. That means urine therapy and MMS. Urine therapy. What means urine? Urine is something your body needs. Why I'm expulsing it when I'm needing it? You do not need. And your body will expulse everything what you do not need. That means all toxic material. So what you're doing, you're drinking toxic. What does it mean? When you're drinking something toxic, your body starts to detox very fast. You can experience for yourself. When you drink your urine, that will provoke a new diarrhea. And diarrhea is not something what you say, your body says, oh, hello, that I need. No, he wants to expulse it. You understand? So why works urine therapy? Because it accelerates the process of detoxification. The next step, of course, it helps mentally, because you accept something from yourself. Because illness is mainly mental. That we see later on. You still can hear me. Okay. And so the main part is mentally, and when you accept something from yourself, then you get accepting something what you have provoked by intoxication mentally. You understood? It's very simple. It's not something on a phenomena. It's very simple. Intox, detox. Intox, detox. Very simple. As well, we have heard MMS. What does or what consists MMS? Is actually, I don't know what the word in English. It's detergent. You can say detergent. Yeah, chlorine dioxide. It's actually something you clean your dishes or something. It's something. It's not something what your body needs. In combination with lemon. It's a lemon juice with dishwashing. It's actually this way it was invented, because the inventor had an attack of Liberia, or I don't know the sickness he had, and he took something of it, and this helped him to detoxificate. So also when you experience MMS in a higher doses, you will get diarrhea. What does it mean? It's something your body needs? No, it helps to detox. So it's very simple. Intox, detox. But of course, it's only a second part of importance, because everybody is observing only the effect, or that means of illness. We want to cure us, but nobody watches the cause, the intoxication. Why I'm still intoxicating myself and only taking attention to the detoxification makes no sense. But of course, the industrial area is only moving here, but there's the money. Over there, there's no money. So you only have to understand cause effect. Intox, detox. Simple and easy. But of course, intoxication, we have a certain level of constant intoxication by more or less between 5 to 10%. There you have no influence. That means air, or actually when I passed here by the air, by plane, you have to pass X-ray. So X-ray is not something what my body says, oh, hello, that I need. So you pass constantly in certain area where is a constant intoxication. Okay, they have you not much influences. And the second part is food and drinking. In my observation, it's only more or less 30%. You're following me? And the rest, and the most important part, is your mind. What you're thinking, you're manifesting. Because cancer, what means cancer? You create cancer cells. The cancer cells do not come from outside. You're creating them. By what? By hating yourself unconsciously. Because you want to kill yourself. That means cancer. You want to kill yourself. It's very easy to understand. So actually, medicine is obsolete. There's no need for it. When you understand intox, detox, easy. Everything is clear, crystal clear. So then we step further to more or less the last point. Even I have a lot of points, but step by step, where we have mentioned a lot of intuition, enlightenment, and a lot of additional abilities. Where they come from? You have always to understand your body. It's actually inside you. Everybody knows the pineal gland inside here, okay? And mainly when you drink water, there is a lot of chlorine and fluorides in it that actually calcificate your pineal gland. Under normal condition means fasting, no intoxication, you're activating your pineal gland again. And pineal gland emits melatonin. Melatonin? Melatonin. And our body transforms it in DMT, dimethyltryptamine. Actually, the same thing about your ayahuasca or other hallucination or hallucination, the substances. The substance, what gives you hallucinations. So that what means hallucination? More clear in your mind. Okay? You're following me? So you do not have to have experience with ayahuasca, peyote, or whatever mushrooms you can find. You only go on a fast. When you go on a dry fast, it's even much faster that you get to enlightenment, explained physically. And so, but now your body is producing melatonin, it transforms in DMT, but what happens when you eat? When you eat, your body needs antibodies to survive. Only by thinking of that. My body needs antibodies to survive eating. Then eating is not something normal. So these antibodies kills actually the DMT. So therefore, with eating, there is no illumination. Clear? So that's not something very special. It's how your body works. Easy and clear to see. The more fast you do, more clear is your mind, and so on. Clear, clear, clear. I think yeah, that's actually the 4 points. But what I'd like to clarify a little bit more is who you are not. I think that nobody understands who you are not. Every time when I'm telling you observe, I think a little bit too close to it. I have to go in the background, or you turn it a little bit. Let's see how far I can go. So you have to understand who you are not, who you are. The light being who you are knows who it is. So the problem is who you are not. And who you are not is actually the barrier to enlightenment. I do not like the word because, but for you it helps a little bit more because I have heard it a lot of time the last days. So because you are light being, and to be manifesting me completely in this body, I have to have a by side that guy who I am not. You understand what I'm talking about? So every time there is something in the middle, I can't express or I can't manifestate myself talking about my soul or my light being perfectly in this body. Clear? So then we have to observe when I'm manifesting the one who I am not. Every time when I'm thinking, every time when I'm having desires, every time when I'm thinking to get to one point. That means I want to reach enlightenment, for example. I want to reach prana living. I want to reach whatever I want to reach. There's something in middle. And this guy or this one you are not is actually the one who limits you from freedom. Because you are a light being and you have access of all knowledge. So why are you searching for knowledge? It's very important. The enemy of knowledge or wisdom is want to reach wisdom, want to reach knowledge. You understand? Very important. So you have to do nothing. You have to know nothing. Nothing. It's very important because you reach it. But who is reaching it? The one you are not. the robot, the ego. So every time you step back, somebody else can step forward. Actually, the one you are, the light being. So always take a step back. Okay? So how is time? Because I have a lot of 15 minutes. You want it for 15 minutes questions, or I can, because the main part is already thrown out. That means addicted, you're addicted. That's more important. And you're already a prana being. You're already living on prana. You're already a breatharian. Everything is already in you. You only have a habit that leads you to addiction. And this addiction forms some obstacles in your body. That's it. Very easy. Clear? I hope it's clear, because I'm now the 4th time here and I'm repeating it, but I still receive the message, I want to live on prana. You're already a prana being. Let's do questions, because 50 minutes.
Thank you. I know that there's probably going to be a multitude of questions here. And I also just want to say I really enjoyed where you said light being, and then suddenly there was this dramatic lighting. Thank you, Gennaro. So we're going to do some questions here, and I have a couple from online. So let's start over here. There were 2 here, and then we'll go here. There's so many. You're going to have to do it later too. So I'm going to need you to come forward, because I'm not sure that this microphone can go in front of the speakers. So now you're going to be on the video.
Thank you, Markus. Could you please elaborate a little bit on some practical steps how to eliminate addiction? If you can impersonate or remember how you did it, or what helped you to eliminate the addiction, some steps. I know we talked about it, but for the online audience. Thank you.
No, thank you for your question. Food actually helps you to understand, get free from the addiction. Sounds a little crazy, but that's it. Because you have certain moments where you get tempted. You get some temptation to food. And that's the moment you can learn about your addiction. In this moment, you observe. But I'm actually always recommend intermediate fasting.